Son Christ. Isupk headquarters Sabbath service is officially begun. Shapar, which means horn. Yayan, which stands for wine. La Yasharala, which means to Israel. And women of Israel. Imajam, which means to stand. Saw upon your Hakwadam, which means turn and face the east. We are going to recite the prayers. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Quadash, Hayah, Shankar, Yahweh, Malakufka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, the Thundernawa, the Kam, Ka, Yawam, Wasalakanawa, Kawabwafyanawa, Hasalaknawa, Kawabwafyanawa, Wala'a, Habayaynawa, Banasaya 1, Abal, Awashaynawa, Mayan, Rai, Hayat, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Wa'atapara, La'aiwalamyam, Aman. In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Hakak, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Babakeshah, the thunder Nawa, Hakak, Hakak, Narapa'ah, Kalamakala, Wakalamaduwa, Hakak, Lata'ah, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, Lahakwayim, Hamathyam, Hakak, Arakara, Hatama Aleph, Lagarashun, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Hawada Aman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushua, thank you. So be it. Psalm 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahahoyam, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayim, Wa'arataza, Ayatan, Lamawat, Wagalka, Ayanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shalmar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazarka, Aliyah, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a, Yakaka, Rayarak, Malayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Rai, Yashamar, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazafka, Wabawaka, Ma'aika, Wa'ai in the English, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth, and even forevermore. Psalm 83 in the Hebrew. Al-Hayim, Al-Damayalaka, Al-Takarash, wa Al-Tashakwat, Al-Kayahana, our Yabyaka, Yahama Yawan, wa Mashana Yaka, Nasha'awa, Ra'ash, Al-Aimaka, Ya'ira Yamwa, Sawad, Wayata Ya'aita Sawad, Altazapawanyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Walakakidam, Magaya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasharala, Aiwa, Kaya, Nawaita Zawa, La, Yakadwa, Alyaka, Bara'af, Yakarafwa, Ahoya, Adawam, Washamalayam, Mawaba, Wahagaryam, Gabal, Waimawan, Waimalak, Halashah, Anyashavia, Hazawar, Gamashawar, Nalawa, Aimam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Nabanya Lawa, Salah, Aisha Laham, Hamadia, Kasaya Sara'ah, Kasaya Sara'ah, Hayabian, Banakal, Kwayashwan, Nashamadwa, Bayan Da'ara, Bayan Da'ara, Hayawa, Daman, La'adama, Shayatamwa, Nadayadmawa, Kaira, Wakazaaba, Wakazabak, Wakatazalmanai, Kalna Sayakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayarasha, Lanawa, Af, Na'awaf, Alahayim, Alahayat, Shayatamwa, Kagogala, Kakwash, Napanya Raka, Ka'ash, Tabaira Ya'ira, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Haryam, Kantaradatma, Basairaka, Wabasawapafka, Tabahalam, Mala'ah, Panyaham, Kualawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabaawa, Ayai, Wayakapawa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaira, Kaya, Atha, Shamka, Yahawa, Labadka, Ayawan, Alka Ha'arataza. Keep not thy silence, O my power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O my power. For lo, thy enemies make it tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and Hagarim, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Esau also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zahab. Yea, all their princes, as Sabbath and as Salmuna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of the power and possession. All my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burning for wood, and as the flame set up the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded in trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High of all the earth. blessing in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh Shah. Wa Mayaka Allah. Wa Alahayim. Matazab Ya'ah. Alawak Yahana. Ha Alawakyam. Ha Saranyam. Ha Kwatazayanyam. Ha Kayayanyam. Wa Ha Akwakyam. Yahweh. Hashem Yahushai. Tawala Aman. In the English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shah, and Michael, and the angels, Commander General Yohanan, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you. So be it. Bless Israel. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Barak Lanawa, Wa Yasharala, Wa Bayah, Sapariam, Barak, Rafa'ah, Magan, Agun, Yasharala, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Tawala Aman. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect Israel in the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. I ask you to kick curses. Bless are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, listen to us now. Right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, like prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into that sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Posse Kamikaze, the K movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, National Space Program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street. Open up the internet and the airways, the cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of our people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro to the earth and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushua, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathen that come up against us as we speak that word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua, thank you always. So be it. So, which means to turn. You shall be seated. All right. Clap it up. Christ. Last week we left off at Nehemiah chapter 8 and 5. Am I correct, Paragazar? This week we're going to pick it up at chapter 8 and verse 6. Make sure you grab your Tanakh. All right. If you don't have it, you could download the Hebrew. You could download the Hebrew Bible on your phone. All right. If you don't have a physical Tanakh, you can always download one on your phone so that you can read along with us when we are reading the Hebrew every Sabbath. All right. Every Sabbath service. All right. You just let me know, right, Paragazar? Nehemiah chapter 8 and verse 6 in the Hebrew.
Wayabarak, Isaiah, Af, Yahweh, Ha Alahayim, Hagad, Hagad War, Hagad War, Wayaainawa, Kal, Ha'aim, Aman, Aman, Bamail, Yadiam, Waya Quadwa, Waya Shaf, Kun, Waya Shaf Kawa, La Yahweh, Apanya, Arataza, verse 7, Waya Shawai, Wabanya, Washara Baya, Yum Yum, Ai Quawab, Shabathia, Hawad, Hawadia, Ma'aishaya, Kwalayata, Zoria, Yawa Zabad, Thanan, Palaya, Wahaloyam, Mabayanyam, Af, Ha'aim, Latha Rara, Waha'aim, Al, Aimadam, verse 8, Waya Kwarawa, Basapar, Batha Rarath, Ha Alahayam, Maparash, Washawam, Shakal, Waya Bayanwa, Bama Kwara, verse 9, Waya Amar, Nakamaya, that's our brother's name in DC, right? Nakamaya, Nakamaya, which is Nehemiah's name in the Hebrew. Nakamaya, Hawa, Hatha Rashatha, Wa'ai Zara, Hakahan, Hasapar, Waha Loyam, Hama Bayanyam, Af, Ha'ain, Lakal, Ha'ain, Ha-Yawam, Quadash, Hawa, La Yahweh, Alahayakam, Al, Tatha, Tatha, Balawa, Wa'al, Tabakawa, Kaya, Bawa Kayam, Kal, Ha'aim, Kasha Maim, Af, Daboya, Ha Tawara, verse 10, Waya Amal, Laham, Lakawa, Akawa, Mashamai, Mashamanayam, Washathwa, Mama Thakwayam, Washalakwa, Manawaf, La'ayan, Nakawan, Lawa, Kaya, Kwadawash, Hayawam, La'adan, Baba Kashar Paratazar, can you text me this? Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 10. All right. And text me that, just Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 10, and put to our Lord. All right. Tawada. Nehemiah 8 and 10 in the Hebrew. La'a dana yanwa wa'al ta'ai tazabwa kaya kadawath Yahweh Haya'a Ma'ai Zakam, verse 11, Wahaloyam, Makashiam, Lakal, Ha'ain, La'amon, Hassan, Kaya, Hayawam, Quadash, Wa'al, Tha'ai, Tazabwa, verse 12, Waya, Lakwa, Kal, Ha'ain, La'akal, Wala Shathwa, Wala Shalak, Manawath, Walai, Shawath, Shamka, I feel like it's Shamka, Gadwal, Gadwal, Kaya, Ha Bayanwa, Bad Badaboyam, Ashar, Hawa Dayaiwa, Laham, verse 13, Wabai.
Oh, Salaki.
Verse 12 is the last verse?
Yeah.
I studied at 6. Verse 12 is the last verse. The water. Nehemiah chapter 8 and 6 in the English. And Ezra blessed the Most High, the great power, and all the people answered, Amen, Amen, with lifting up their heads, and they bowed their heads and worshiped the Most High with their faces to the ground. Verse 7. Also, Jeshua, I believe last week when we left off at, this is the part where they went out to camp, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go back to verse 2 real quick and see. And verse 3, and he read there in verse 2, and Ezra the priest brought the law before the congregation. All right, that's exactly when they went out and they stood on the piece of wood. I believe the exact language. But they left out, that's when they left out and they went out to camp, right? And they brought out the book of the law and they were reading in front of the people, right? Verse 7, also Jeshua and Bani and Sherebiah, Jamin, Akab, Shabbathai, Hodijah, Maaseiah, Kelita, Isaiah, Josabad, Hanan, Peliah, and the Levites caused the people to understand the law, and the people stood in their place. All right, this is exactly what we do when we go out. When we go out to camp, when we're speaking, and we bring out these different topics that the Christian church really don't teach us. So we give the people a better understanding. And sometimes people, they get at us, they hate what we are saying because of the miseducation they receive from the oppressor. And a lot of times our people, because we're bringing out the word and they never heard it, and we bring understanding to them, right? Verse 8, so they read the book in the law of God distinctly and give the sense and cause them to understand the reading. And that's exactly what we do. We give people this sense and this understanding. Verse 9, and Nehemiah, which is the Tishatah, and Ezra the priest, the scribe, and the Levites that taught the people, said unto all the people, this day is holy unto the Most High your power. Mourn not, nor weep, for all the people wept when they heard the words of the Lord. Verse 10. Then he said unto them, go your way, eat the fat, and drink the sweet, and send portions unto them. For one, nothing is prepared, for this day is holy unto our power, unto Yahweh. Neither be ye sorry, for the joy of the Most High is your strength. Verse 11, so the Levite stilled all the people, saying, hold your peace, for the day is holy, neither be ye grieved. Verse 12, and all the people went their way to eat and to drink and to send portions and to make great mirth, because they had understood the words that were declared unto them. All right, verse 13 in the Hebrew. Waba Yawam Hashania Naasapawa Ra'ashia Ha'a Bawath Lakal Ha'ain Hakahanyam Wahaloyam al Izoria Hasapar Wala Hashakai Shaka Wala Hashakayal al Deboria Af Rara, verse 14, Waya Ma Tazawar Kathawab Batha Rara Ashar Tazawar Yahweh Bayad Masha Ashar Yashabwa Banya Yasharala Basakawaf Bakad Bakadash Hashabai Yaya, verse 15, Wa Ashar Yasha Mayaiwa Wayai Bayara Barawa Wayai Bayara Kwawal Bakal Irayam Wabaya Rashalam La Amar Tazawa Hahar Waha Bayawa Ilaya Zayaf Wa Ilaya Aitaza Ma Shaman Wa Ilaya Hadam text me this also, all right? Verse 15. Just put verse 15, put semen / seed. Wa Ilaya Thamar Rayam Wa Alia Aitaza Ibath La Aishaf Sakaf Kaka Thawab, verse 16, Waya Tazawa Ha'ain Waya Bayawa Waya Aishawa Laham Sakawaf Ayash Al Gagwa Waba Katazara Thayam Waba Katazara Waf Bayaf Ha Alahayam Waba Ra Kawab Sha'ira Hamayam Waba Ra Kawab Sha'ira Aparium, verse 17, Waya'ai Shawa Kal Ha Kwahal Hashabayam Man Hashabia Sakawaf Waya Shabawa Basa Kawaf Kaya La'a Aishawa Mayamya Yashawai Bun Nawan Kun Banya Yasharala Aid Hayawam Hahawa Watha Haya Shamka Gadawal Ma'ad, verse 18, Waya Kwara Basapar Tawaraf Ha Alahayam Yad Yawam Bayawam Man Hayawam Hara Ashwan Aid Hayawam Ha Akarwan Waya Aishawa Kal Shabaif Yum Wama Wabayawam Hashamayanya Aitazaraf Kamashaphat, chapter 9, verse 1. Nehemiah chapter 9, verse 1. Wabayawam, I Shoyam, Wa'a Rabbi, Lakadash, Hazaa, Na'a Sapawa, Banya, Yasharala, Ba Tazawam, Wabashakwarium, Wa'adama, Ilium, verse 2.
That was the last verse.
Verse 1 is the last verse. The water. Nehemiah chapter 8, studying at verse 13. And on the second day were gathered together the chief of the fathers of all the people, the priests and the Levites, unto Ezra the scribe, even to understand the words of the Lord. And they found written in the law which the Most High had commanded by Moses, that the children of Israel should dwell in booths in the feast of the 7th month. Baba Kasha, can you change the air?
Okay.
What? Verse 15. And that they should publish and proclaim in all their cities and in Jerusalem, saying, Go forth unto the mount and fetch olive branches and pine branches and myrtle branches and palm branches and branches of fig trees to make booths, as it is written. Verse 16. So the people went forth and brought them and made themselves booths, every one upon the roof of his house, and in their courts, and in the courts of the house of the power, and in the street of the water gate, and in the street of the gate of Ephraim. Verse 17. And all the congregation of them that were come again out of the captivity made booths, and sat under the booths. For since the days of Jeshua the son of Nun unto that day, had not the children of Israel done so. And there was very great gladness. Verse 18. Also day by day, from the first day unto the last day, he read in the book of the law of the power. And they kept the feast 7 days, and on the 8th day was a solemn assembly according unto the manner. Chapter 9, verse 1. Now in the 24th day of this month, the children of Israel were assembled with fasting and with sackcloth and earth unto them. All right. What he's talking about here is in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. We went this last week over during the feast, during the feast of the blowing of trumpet, right? And I believe it's Deuteronomy, not Deuteronomy, Leviticus 23rd chapter, around the 24th verse, when he speak about the feast of trumpet, and after that, the feast of booths. Nehemiah chapter 9, verse 2 in the Hebrew. Wayabadloa, Zarai, Yasharala, Makar, Banya, Nakar, Wayai, Madwa, Waya Thawadwa, Al, Hatha, Kata, Tayam, Wa'ai, Wanawaf, Abathyam, verse 3, Waya Kwawamawa, Imadam, Waya Kraawa, Basapar, Tawarath, Yahweh, Alahayam, Rabba'ayaf, Hayawam, Warabai Yaf, Matha Wadiam, Wamashaf, Kawiyam, La Yahweh, Alahayam, verse 4, Wayakwam, Al, Ma'ila, Haloyam, Yashawai, Wabanya, Wada Mayal, Shabanya, Banya, Sharabia, Banya, Kanya, Waya, Zaikwawa, Bakwawa, Gadawa, Al, Yahweh, Alahayim, verse 5, Waya Amawa, Haloyam, Yashawai, Wakwa Banya, Hasha Banya, Sharabia, Hawa Daya, Shabanya, Patha Kaya, Kwam, Kwamwa, Barakawa, Af, Yahweh, Alahayakam, Man, Ha'ai, Walam, Aid, Ha'ai, Walam, Waya, Barakwa, Sham, Kabawadak, Wama, Wama, Rawa, Mum, Ail, Kal, Barakah, Baraka, Watha, Hala, verse 6, Atha, Hawa, Yahweh, Labadka, Af, I, Shayaf, Af, Hashamyam, Hashamyam, Wakal, Tazabam, Ha'arataza, Wakal, Ashar, Ilaya, Hayamyam, Wakal, Ashar, Baham, Wa'atha, Makaya, Af, Kalam, Tazabak, Shamyam, Lak, Mashaf, Kawiyam, verse 7, Atha, Hawa'a, Yahweh, Alahayam, Ashar, Bakaraf, Abram, Watazathawa, Ma'awar, Kashadiam, Washamath, Shamwa, Wabaraham, verse 8, Wama Tazav, Af, Lababwa, Naaman, Lapanyaka, Wakarawaf, Aimawa, Habarayaf, Lathaf, Af, Arataza, Haka, Naanya, Hakafia, Amoria, Waha Parawaya, Wa'a Parazaya, Wahaya Bawamya, Garash, Waha Garagshia, Lathaf, Lazaraiwa, Wathaquam, Arth, Daboyat, Kaya, Taz, Tazadakia, Arth, verse 9, Wathara'a, Arth, Anya,
Salaki, so that was the last verse.
verse 8.
Come.
God. Nehemiah chapter 9, verse 2. And the seed of Israel separated themselves from all strangers and stood and confessed their sins and their iniquities of their fathers. Verse 3. And they stood up in their place and read in the book of the law of the Most High their power, 1/4 part of the day, and another 4th part they confessed and worshiped the Most High their power. Verse 4. They stood up upon the stairs of the Levites, Jeshua and Bani, Kadmiel, Shebaniah, Bani, Sherebiah, Bani, and Shinani, and cried with a loud voice unto the Most High their power. Verse 5. Then the Levites, Jeshua and Kadmiel, Bani, Hashabniah, Sherebiah, Hodijah, Shebaniah, and Pethiah said, Stand up and bless the Most High your power forever and ever, and blessed be thy glorious name, which is exalted above all blessing and praise. Verse 6. Thou, even thou, Salakia, thou, even thou, our power alone, thou hast made heaven the heaven of heavens, with all their hosts, the earth and all things that are therein, the seas, and all that is therein, and thou preservest them all, and the hosts of heaven worship thee. Verse 7. Thou art the Most High, the power who did choose Abraham, and broughtest him forth out of Ur of the Chaldees, and givest him the name of Abraham. Verse 8. And foundest his heart faithful before thee, and madness a covenant with him to give the land of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Jebusites, and the Girgashites to give it. I say to his seed, and has performed our words, for thou art righteous. All right. And this is really giving you a brief history of Israel, how he came out from Abraham, who left his father's land, the Chaldeans. You can find a more detailed account in Judith, the 5th chapter, when I believe, was it an Ammonite king? I believe he was the captain of the Ammonites in Judith, the 5th chapter. He was given an account about the children of Israel, telling his superior, like, look, these people, this is their history, and if you want to oppress them, you got to make sure that they're not serving their power. So we'll find a detailed account about our forefather Abraham leaving the land of his fathers to serve the Most High in the book of Judith, the 5th chapter. Nehemiah chapter 9, verse 9, right, in the Hebrew?
Come.
Wathara'ah, Ainia, Abba, Taya, Nawa. And look, check that chapter for me, Parataza, when I get back, so we could give the reference. Judith, the 5th chapter. Check around when the Ammonites, I believe, started talking.
You said Judith?
Judith.
Judith,
Judith, the 5th chapter.
Come.
Ainaya Abba Yanwa Bama Tazariyam Wa'af Za'ai Kwafam Shamai Al Yam Sawat, verse 10, Wathathan Athaf Wama Pathium, Baparai, Wabakal, Ibadiawa, Wabakal, Ain, Aratazawa, Kaya, Yadaif, Kaya, Hazayadwa, Ilayam, Watha Aish, Lot, Sham, Kaha, Yawam, Hazah, verse 11, Wahayam, Bakwaif, Lapanyam, Wayai, Barawa, Bathawak, Hayam, Baya, Basha, Wa'af, Rada, Payam, Ha Shalaka, Bamata Zawalaf, Kaman, Kamwa, Aban, Stone, Bamayam, I Zayam, verse 12, Waba'ai Mawad, I Ainan, Hana Kayatham, Yawamam, Waba'ai Mawad, Ash, La Yala, Laha La'a Ayar, Laham, Af, Ha Darak, Ashar, Yalakwa, Baha, verse 13, Wa'il, Hara, Sayanya, Yaradaf, Wadabar, Imaham, Mashamyam, Wathathan, Laham, Mashapathyam, Yasharyam, Watha Rorath, Amath, Hakwayam, Wama Tazawath, Tawabyam, verse 14, Nehemiah 9 and 14, Wa'af, Shabbath, Quadashka, Hawa Daif, Laham, Wama Tazawawath, Wakakwayam, Watha Rara, Tazawayath, Laham, Bayad, Mashak, Ibadka, verse 15, Walakam, you find it, brothers?
Come, you can
Come.
have it now, sir.
All right, come. I'm sorry, verse 15, Walakam, Mashamyam, Natha, Laham, Lara'ai, Bam, Wamayam, Ma Salai, Hawa Tazav, Laham, La Tazamam, Watha Amar, Laham, Labawa'a, Lara Shaf, Af, Ha'arataza, Ashar, Nasha'af, Af, Yadka, Lathath, Laham, verse 16, Waham, Bath, Yanwa, Hazayadwa, Waya, Quashwa, Af, Ira Pum, Wala'ah, Shamaiwa, Al, Ma Tazawafyaka, verse 17, Waya Ma Anwa, Lashamai, Wala'ah, Zakoya, Napa Napalathika, Ashar, Aishayaf, Imaham, Waya Quashwa, Af, Rapam, Waya Thanwa, Ra'ash, Lashawab, Bad, Badtham, Mabarayam, Wa'atha, Allah, Allah, Salayafwa, Hanawan, Rara Kawam, Arak, Apanyam, Rarab, Wala'a, Iz, Iz, Izabatham, verse 18, Ab Kayab, Aishua, Laham, Igal, Masaka, Waya Amarwa, Zaab, Alahayak, Alahayaka, Ashar, Ha'ilaka, Ma Tazarium, Waya Aishawa, Na'a Tazawaf, Gadalwaf, verse 19, Wa'atha, Bara.
You start on verse 9, correct?
Verse 9, God. I done read 10 verses.
And that's my point. You're supposed to start at 15.
Damn.
What you said,
You let me.
16?
I was at 19.
19, it's like you said.
How many verses I read extra? That was like 3, 4. You say I'm supposed to start at 15?
3.
3. All right.
3 extra.
So, all right, no sweat. We just pick it up from 19, and God, no sweat. All right, Nehemiah chapter 9 and verse 9 in the English. And did see the read that precept for me real quick.
Okay. All right. You want he was talking to the king.
Yeah.
That's
what was it? He was Ammon, right?
Yeah, he was an Ammonite.
Okay.
Yeah, come. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Say Judith chapter 5, verse 1.
Jump to where the Ammonite started speaking.
Come.
I think he was a captain.
Come.
Verse 5 or 6. All right, this is an account where a captain of the an Ammonite captain, he was giving an account about the children of Israel. Because this king, was it a king?
Was a captain.
No, he was reporting to who?
Oh, he was going to a king. Holomus?
Right, because this king, he was furious because the children of Israel would not bow down to him. So he's trying to figure out, like, who's these Negroes over there? Everybody in this world is bowing down to me, but these Negroes, they setting up trap, they putting a barrier, they not trying to mingle with us. They're not trying to come under our servitude. So he was upset and he was inquiring about us, trying to figure out who's these people, who's their power, how many men they got in their armies, right? And this is what the Ammonite captain told him. Go ahead, Professor.
And he said, then he said, stop. Excuse me. Then he said, is that Archar? I think that's his name.
Yeah, just don't know about the name.
the captain of all the sons of Ammon, let my Lord know and hear a word from the mouth of thy servant, and I will declare unto thee the truth concerning this people.
These people that he was worried about, he's like, listen, I'm gonna tell you the truth about them. Just listen to me. Keep going.
These people which dwelleth near thee, and inhabit the hill country, and there shall no lie come out of the mouth of thy servant.
He's like, listen, my Lord, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm about to tell you the truth about these people that you worry about so much. Keep going.
Let me see if I can jump down because they got stuff here. And they sojourn heretofore the Macedonia.
Did you get the part of Abraham? There's a part I wanted because this is a precept for this.
That's a precept for it? No, he just going through like the famine when they got into Egypt. He's telling them the whole story.
It should start with their forefather Abraham, who left the land of the Chaldeans. That's the part I wanted.
Come.
Yeah. You got it?
I see he starts in sojourning. So they have sojourner in Macedonia because they would not follow their God. See here. For they left the ways of their ancestors and worshiped the.
Yeah, in verse 6, it lets you know these people are descendant of the Chaldeans. All right, that we were reading here in verse 7 in Nehemiah 9:7. Thou art the Lord, the power, who didst choose Abraham and broughtest him forth out of Ur of the Chaldees and gavest him the name of Abraham. All right, this will give you an account of exactly where the Israelites came from. All right, Abraham left his forefather, the Chaldeans, because they were doing all manner of evil, worshiping all different gods and worshiping the stars, and this is what we came out of, right? Our father Abraham, who left these people to serve the Most High, the living power. But that's what I wanted.
Stop here. So, if I may, you actually was looking for the verse 6.
Verse 6.
Chapter 5, verse 6.
Right.
All right.
But yeah, I go further down. He says, I believe he mentioned Abraham, but I thought he mentioned it in this verse where he says he left the Chaldeans. But
which were in the land of Chaldea. Okay. They have a small. I see it right here now.
Okay.
All
right. We're going to proceed in verse 10. All right. Nehemiah chapter 9, verse 10. And showeth signs and wonders upon Pharaoh and on all his servants and on all the people of his land. For thou knewest that they dealt proudly against them. So didst thou get thee a name as it is this day. All right. When the Most High destroyed the Egyptians, everybody knew who did it. Everybody knew that it was the Most High and the angels that done it, just like we said in the prayers. All right. And this is why this Ammonite captain, even in Judith, is able to give this account, because the Most High's name reigned on this earth. Everybody knew that these people, the Israelites, their power is a living power, because look what he did to the Israelites. And you could find this also in in Romans, the 9th chapter, right, where it tells you, for this cause the Most High raised Pharaoh up. He raised Pharaoh up for what? So that the world could know about his name. This is the same reason that he raised Esau up. He raised Esau for what? To destroy Esau. And everybody's gonna know the Most High's power when Esau gets destroyed. Middle of verse 10. So didst thou get thee a name as it is this day. Verse 11, and thou didst divide the sea before them, so that they went through the midst of the sea on the dry land, and their persecutors thou threwest into the deeps as a stone into the mighty waters. All right, this is the power that we serve. All right, the power that we serve. what did he do? He threw our persecutors in the sea like stones. All right, verse 12. Moreover, and we could see what happened. You see what happened, right, brothers, in Florida? You see these enemies, these prosecutors. You see these devils crying about their yacht. You know, about their yacht ending up in their living room. And you know, the Most High is not going to fight our enemies as a man. All right. Verse 12, moreover, thou leddest them in the day by a cloudy pillar, and in the night by a pillar of fire, to give them light in the way wherein they should go. Verse 13, thou camest down also upon Mount Sinai, and spakest with them from heaven, and givest them right judgment and true laws, good statutes and commandments. Verse 14, and madest known unto them thy holy Sabbath, and commanded them precept, statutes, and laws by the hand of Moses thy servant. Verse 15, and givest them bread from heaven for their hunger, and broughtest forth water for them out of the rock for their thirst, and promiseth them that they should go in to possess the land which thou hast sworn to give them. All right. I'm picking it up from 19, right, Paratazar? What should be the end of this? Because I read 3, so 22. All right, the what? Nehemiah chapter 9, verse 19 in the Hebrew. Wa atha bara kamya. Bara Kamayak Harabayam La'a Izabatham Bama Dabar Af Imawak Ha'ai Nun La'a Saw Ma'ai La Yaham Bayawamam Laha Nakatham Baha Darak Wa'af Imawad Ha'ash Balayala Laha Ayar Laham Wa'af Hadaraka Ashar Yalakawa Ba, verse 20. No, you say 22, right?
22.
Okay. Wara Waka Waha Rahak Hatha Waba Nathath La'a Shakalyam Waha Shakayalam Wamanaka La'a Mana'ai Mapa Yaham Wamayam Natha Ta'a Laham La Tazamaham, verse 21. Wa'ara Ba'ayam Shana Kalatham Bama Dabar La'a Kasara Shalamathyam La'a Bawa Rara Gal Yaham La'a Ba Tazakwawa, verse 22. Wathathan Laham Mamalakwath Wa'ai Mamayam Watha Wata Kalquam Lapana Waya Rashawa Af Arataza Saya Kawan Waaf Arataza Malak Kashabwan Waaf Arataza Iwag Malak Habashan. All right, verse 16. So we're going to read from 16 to 22.
Okay.
Nehemiah 9 and 16. But they and our fathers dealt proudly and hardened their necks.
From 19 to 22.
No, I didn't read the English.
The English, you did
Yeah,
the Hebrew.
We read 3 verses extra. That's why I started at 19. So what? Nehemiah 9 and 16. But they and our fathers dealt proudly and hardened their necks, and hearkened not to thy commandments. Verse 17. And refused to obey, neither were mindful of thy wonders that thou didst among them. So the Most High did all of these things for the children of Israel, for our forefathers, right? And destroyed our enemies, cast our enemies into the sea like they were stones, right? And what did we do? We dealt proudly with the Most High, and we didn't listen, right? We didn't observe the commandments. So this is what Nehemiah is running down the history of how the Most High did protect us, man. The Most High did destroy our enemies when we served them, and in the same way when we did not, when we disobey him and refused to obey, neither were mindful of thy commandments that thou didst among them, but hardened their necks in their rebellion, appointed a captain to return to their bondage. But thou art a God ready to pardon, gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and forsooketh them not. Verse 18. And this is why, as a people, we still stand today, because the Most High did not forsake us. If the Most High forsook us, man, all the trials and tribulation we went through, all the counsel that our enemies have taken against us, we will be destroyed already as a people. But the Most High did not forsake us as a people, man. Verse 18. Yeah, when they had made them a molten calf and said, this is thy power that brought thee up out of Egypt, and had wrought great provocations. Verse 19. Yet thou in thy manifold mercies forsooketh them not in the wilderness. The pillar of the cloud departed not from them by day to lead them in the way, neither the pillar of fire by night to shew them light, and the way wherein they should go. So even though coming out of Egypt, you would think that we would leave the cultures of the Egyptians, but we went and built a golden calf. I forgot which god that is in the Egyptian pantheon. You know the name of the god?
Hathor.
Hathor, right?
Yeah.
This is what we did. We left out of Egypt. Picture us coming out of America. Picture us coming out of America, and we're in the wilderness. Our enemy is destroyed. Our enemy raped us, who use our babies as gator babies. And then what do? We build a statue of liberty, to worship. This is exactly what we did coming out of Egypt. Yeah, bro.
So and that also represents a female god in Egypt.
Right.
So he's right on about the Statue of Liberty.
Good. We built us a Statue of Liberty, talking about God bless America. This is what we did. And even though we did that, what Nehemiah is running down, even though we did that, the Most High did not forsake us. The Most High could have said, nah, hell no, there's no way. I just did all of these wonders, destroy the Egyptian, kill the firstborn of every Egyptian, cast their armies into the sea, get you out of oppression, and then you're going to build the same God that you were under when they were oppressing you? Most High could have just destroyed us. But Nehemiah is saying how merciful the Most High is. Go ahead, Prophet.
So you're saying how about the one west also had our enemies pay us to leave.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Cut.
They're giving us gold
Cut.
so we can leave.
They couldn't wait. That's why we even have the feast where we eat unleavened bread, because we didn't have time to put leaven on that bread. We just, you know what I'm saying, get it done, and we had to be out, because these Egyptians, it was like, oh hell no, these Negroes gotta go. We are being destroyed. You know, and the Most High did all these wonders, and we still went and worship a Thor. Right? So Nehemiah is saying here, yet thou in thy manifold mercies forsookest them not in the wilderness. The pillar of the cloud departed not from them by day to lead them in the way, neither the pillar of fire by night to shew them light, and the way wherein they should go. Verse 20. Thou givest also thy good spirit to instruct them, and withheldest not thy manna from their mouth, and givest them water for their thirst. Verse 21. Yea, 40 years didst thou sustain them in the wilderness, so that they lacked nothing. Their clothes waxed not old, and their feet sweated not. Verse 22. Moreover, thou givest them kingdoms and nations, and didst divide them into corners. So they passed the land of Sihon, and the land of the king of Heshbon, and the land of Og, king of Bashan. All right, we picking it up, verse 23 in the Hebrew. All right, Nehemiah 9 and 23. Wabanyaham, Hara Bayaf, Kaka Kadia. That's ask Hazahab about this word right here. You got three cars, and it means stars. Kabia, Kakakabia, Hashamium. Go ahead, Bronzo.
Salakia, so we could actually look at yesterday's class.
Oh,
we was actually talking about the star.
The stars?
Yeah,
Okay.
Priest Officer Abaya was talking about the star.
Okay, come on, sorry, Christ. I'll definitely check that out. Watha Bayam Al Ha'arataza Ashar Hamaraf La'a Bath Yam Laba Wa'a Lara Shaf, verse 24, Waya Bawa Habanyam Waya Yarashwa Af Ha'arataza Watha Kanai Lapanyam Af Yashabia Ha'arataza Hakanai Nayam Watha Thanam Bayadam Wa'af Malakiam Wa'af I Mamaya Ha'arataza La'ai Shawaf Baham Karatazawa Num, verse 25. Waya Lakadi, Waya Lakadwa, I Rayum, Ba Tazar Waf, Wa'adama, Shamana, Waya Yarashwa, Bathyam, Malayam, Kal, Tawab, Bararaf, Katazawabyam, Karamiam, Wa Zayafam, Wa'aitaza, Ma'akal, Larab, Waya Kalwa, Wayashabiaiwa, Waya Shamayanwa, Waya Tha'ai Dunwa Batawabka Hagat Dawal, verse 26. Waya Marawa, Waya Maradwa, Bun, so like Baka, Waya Shalakwa, Af, Tawar, Wathak, so like Tharaka, Akoya, Gawam, Wa'af, Nabaya, Yaka, Hara, Gawa, Ashar, Ha'ai, Yadwa, Bum, La'a, Shayabum, Alyaka, like it, Waya Aishawa, Na'a Tazawaf, Gadawalaf, verse 27, Watha Thanam, Bayad, Tazarayum, Waya Tazawa Laham, Waba'aith, Tazara Thum, Ya Taza'ai Kwawa, Alayak, Wa'atham, Wa'atha, like it, Masha Mayum, Tasha Mai, Wakara, Kam Yaka, Hara Bayum, Tathan, Laham, Mawa Shayai Yum, Wayawa Shayai Yum, Mayad, Tazarayum, verse 28. What? Don't let me run again, brothers.
29 is the last verse.
God, the water. Wakana Wak, Laham, Yasha Wagwa, La'ai Shawaf, Rai, Lapanyaka, Watha'ai Zabam, Bayad, Aya Bayaham, Wayara Dawa, Baham, Waya Shawabwa, Wayazai, Kwawak, Wa'atha, Mashamyam, Tashamai, Watha Tazayalam, Kara, Kara Kamayaka, Ra Bawaf, I Thayam, verse 29, Watha'ai, Baham, La Ashar, Laha Shayabam, Al, Tawar, Rathak, Raka, Waha Ma'a, Hazayadwa, Wala'a, Shama'aiwa, Lama Tazawafyaka, Wabama Shapathyaka, Katawa, Bum, Ashar, Ya'aisha, Adam, Wakaya, Baham, Waya Tanawa, Katak, Sawararath, Wa'ai Rapam, Hakwashwa, Wala'a, Shamaiwa, verse 30, verse 29. Nehemiah chapter 9, verse 20, what is that, 23?
Come.
Good. So
I have a question.
go ahead.
In verse 21, where it talks about they lack nothing but their clothes waxed not old, and their feet swelled not. Is this the case because they were given so much clothes?
Not because it's not literal. All right. But let's go back to verse 20. Thou givest also thy good spirit to instruct them, and withheld not thy manna from their mouth, and givest them water for their thirst. 21. Yea, 40 years did thou sustain them in the wilderness, so that they lack nothing. Their clothes waxed not old, and their feet swelled not. It's not saying that they had a lot of clothes. What he's saying really is that the Most High sustained them 40 years. You imagine you in the wilderness for 40 years. You're gonna need clothes. You're gonna need food. You're gonna need water. You're gonna need, to be care of. So what is really the spirit of what he's saying here really is that even though we spent 40 years in the wilderness before we got into the land that was promised to us, we didn't have need of anything because the Most High sustained us. All right, this is how you got to look at it.
So what about the swell part?
The what?
Their feet swelled not.
Right. Imagine you in the wilderness, right? How would you be? How would your feet be? Check the metaphor, right? Remember, they are by foot. They walking, right? So it's really telling you that we were taken care of. Because 40 years in the wilderness, you're gonna have back pain. You're not gonna be able to walk. After 20 miles of walking, you can't walk anymore because you're in the wilderness. But our feet swelled not. Right? We were kept. Go ahead, Pratazar.
Salakia, so if I may, by you saying that in the past we did I participated in a survival walk in case because we got a nuclear plant that's in Westchester.
What?
So it was like, what happened if something happened to that nuclear plant? You know what I'm saying? How can we get away from it?
Right.
So there's a Indian, so-called Indian path from where I'm from, and we walk, you know what I'm saying, from Yonkers to the Brooklyn Bridge. There's a path, you know what I'm saying, that's on foot. And by the time, before we even got there, my feet was destroyed. I thought I could just wear regular boots.
Right.
No.
Right.
And that was about it wasn't like, it was like about, I say give or take about 20 miles.
Right.
But it was shot. Everybody's feet was shot.
That was what, one day?
That was one day.
How many hours?
Huh? Oh, that was from 6 a.m. to about 1 o'clock.
Okay. Imagine 40 years. Imagine 40 days. We spent 40 years in the wilderness. This is why when you read, I went back to verse 20. It says, "Thou givest them also thy good spirit to instruct them, and withheld not thy manna." Right? The scriptures tells you wisdom shall be the stability of our time. Without the instruction of the Most High, we could not spend 40 years in the wilderness. Right? We will be destroyed. But we were not destroyed. Our feet sweated not. That means we could endure. We were able to endure to the end. You understand? I was about to say Creole. I'm doing the English now, right? Verse 23. Their children also multiplieth thou as the stars of heaven, and broughtest them into the land, concerning which thou hast promised to their fathers that they should go in to possess it. So this is when you look at this chapter here, right? Nehemiah, he read the law, right? When you go back to verse 8, they went out to camp, they reading the law to the people. Now Nehemiah is talking to the Most High. It's saying, look, all these things that you did for the people of Israel. At this time, we are destroyed, right? We are destroyed as a people. And he went trying to, build back the nation. And as he's doing that, the same way, like if you pray to the Most High, when you pray to the Most High, you pray like Christ taught us to pray, right? The Most High saved our people in many, many situations. So this is Nehemiah going back to say, look what we went through as a people. And even though we were stiff-necked, even though we went against your commandment, but you did all of these things for us, and you are still protecting us to this day. You are still making sure that we're not destroyed as a people. You allowed our children to be multiplied. We spent 40 years in the wilderness, and we still made it out alive, right? So you got to look at it in that spirit, as opposed to, looking at it as, they had sandals, they had, a t-shirt. You get what I'm saying? Like when you read verse 23, it says, their children also multiply. Thou as the stars of heaven. We're doing all of this in the wilderness, right? All of this is happening in the wilderness, where other people would have been destroyed without the instruction of the Most High. But as a people, we survived and we made it. And then look at us today, right? Even though we are at the bottom of society, but look at what we went through, and we are still here. So this is what Nehemiah is saying. Like, look, all that we went through, and we are still here because we are your people, and you did not forsake us. Verse 24, so the children went in and possessed the land, and thou subduest before them the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, and givest them into their hands with their kings and the people of the land, that they might do with them as they would. Verse 25, and they took strong cities and the fat land, and possessed houses full of all goods, wells, digged, vineyards, and olive yards, and fruit trees in abundance. So they did eat, and were filled, and became fat, and delighted themselves in thy great goodness. 26, nevertheless, they were disobedient and rebelled against thee. So Nehemiah is running all the good things the Most High did for us. And what did we do? Nevertheless, they were disobedient and rebelled against thee, and cast our law behind their backs. And that's exactly what we do when we do as a people today. Today, we want to be atheists. We want to say, man, the Bible is a white man's book. That's what we got to fight now. We got to fight black people who the Most High give the law, statutes, and commandments to. Hispanics, right, who the Most High gave his law, statutes, and commandments to. Now we have to fight them because they believe that these laws, statutes, and commandments that the Most High gave us, white people created them. This is how destroyed that we are as a people. Why? Because we threw the law behind our backs. All right, let's keep on reading. And slew thy prophets, which testified against them to turn them to thee. And they wrought great provocations. And that's what they did at some point. They killed the prophets. Today they try to kill us, but they can't just put their hands on the Most High's chosen, without. Well, let's not go there. We know the leader of this organization, right? Abba Bivens, Commanding General Yohana talks about this. General Muhammad talks about this. He was killed by the Muslims when he went and brought the truth to New Jersey, which needed the law, statutes, and commandments. What did they do? They murdered him. They murdered our brother, right? They murdered the prophets. That's what we do as a people because we turn our back against God's law, right? Verse 27, therefore thou delivers them into the hand of their enemies. So today, if we are in the hand of the Chinese, the Arabs, the Africans now who are taking over, right? Who are taking over everything that is black, taking over the music, right? They stealing reggae music or dance hall and now calling it African music, right? If we are delivered in the hand of Esau, the so-called white man today, it's for that reason. Why? Because, let's keep on reading, who vexed them, and in the time of their trouble, when they cried unto thee, thou heardest them from heaven, and according to thy manifold mercies, thou givest them saviors who saved them out of the hand of their enemies. All right. It's because we turn our back into the Most High, but still the Most High sent his prophets. This is why the Isupk exists today. The Isupk exists today. Why? Because the Most High power is merciful. The Most High is a merciful power, man, who took Negroes from the ghetto, Negroes who used to smoke weed and sell drugs and do all manner of evil, and give them his spirit so that they could change their lives, and now they coming to save your life. They coming to tell you why we are in the condition that we are in. The Most High is a merciful power. This is why the Isupk exists. This is why you see these Negroes in the corner that screaming their lungs out, letting you know of why we are destroyed as a people today and how we're going to come out of it. And according to thy manifold mercies, thou givest them saviors who saved them out of the hand of their enemies. Verse 28. But after they had rest, they did evil again before thee. And you know, this chapter right here, right? Nehemiah 8 and 9 summarize the entire Bible. You know what I'm saying? It summarizes it for you. Like, this is the children of Israel. We serve God. The Most High saved us. And what do? We sin. The Most High saved us again. What do? We disobey him. This is us as a people. Stiff-necked. You know a child that you know, if you're a parent and you have children, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, you reward your child for a little bit, and what do? They disobey you and do some dumb stuff, and now you got to punish them again. And then for a little bit, for 5-10 minutes, they're like, "Oh, daddy's home. Let me get it together." And then what do? They mess up again. This is us as a people. Go ahead, brother.
Salaki, sir. I'm happy that you said it out loud, right? Because I had the same thing, you know what I'm saying, with my nieces and nephews. And this is before, you know what I'm saying, before I even, you know what I'm saying, got into the truth. But when I got into the truth, I realized it was like the same thing. You telling them about the blessings,
Right.
You know, telling
Right.
them, you know what I'm saying, the game, there's a lot of game.
Right.
And they know, you know what I'm saying, and they seen the game. Like, oh, you know, they ask for, oh, can I get a coloring book? You know,
Right.
I need to ask for a coloring book. I'll come back with crayons, you know what I'm saying, 20 different types of coloring books.
Good.
All types of, you know, you get, you know what I'm saying, you ask for one, I give you all of this.
Right.
I give you a whole system. Then they end up doing something wrong.
Right.
And I was like, oh, you don't have to do that.
Good.
You know, and just come and ask me.
Good.
You don't got to steal. You see what happened, they go out and steal.
Exactly.
But we going out and steal, I'll give you 50 folds of that.
Right.
Just
right.
ask.
Right.
And you tell them, just ask.
Right. And this is the exact same thing, man. And when you're a parent, you could understand the relationship that Israel have with the Most High. You know, it's a father-son relationship or a father-daughter relationship where a parent is disciplining their children, but guess what? The child want to do what the friends are doing. They want to do what others are doing. And this is us as a people. We don't want to do what the Most High gave us to, you know, the prophet Moses. We want to do what the Assyrians are doing. We want to do what the Ethiopians are doing. We want to do what the Edomites are doing. We want to be like the other nations, just like a child. The child don't want to listen to the rules that you set in your house. They want to be like Tay, right? They want to be like Toby, down the block. They want to smoke weed like the people that they see in school that are smoking weed. And this is us as a people. We are tempted by the other nations, just like your child is tempted by his friends, by the people that he see in his high school or on TV. All right. Verse 20, where we at? 28.
Okay.
Verse 28. But after they had rest, they did evil again before thee. Therefore leftest thou them in the hand of their enemies. How many times the Most High have to leave us in the hands of our enemies? Right? I was watching a video, this video, it was so funny. I was showing my rib. It was about 15 seconds. It's an Edomite, and he's showing you, he's like, the more you messed up, right? The more you effed up, right? He used a graph, right? On the left and right side. So if you messed up, just to give you a visual, if you messed up as 50%, right? The amount of messed up you do, you're gonna find out what this messed up is gonna do for you at 50%. So if you messed up at 100%, you're gonna find out what it's going to do. Right? But if you don't mess up, if you stay at 0, guess what? You don't have to find out nothing. Right? We don't have to find out about evil, like Eve wanted to find out about evil. Right? When you messed up, you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out when the white man is putting you at 2 million in a prison cell. You're gonna find out when you have drug and cocaine in your neighborhood because you wanted to eat pork. You wanted to find out what it was like to be an Edomite. You wanted to find out what it was like to be African. Well, you're gonna find out. Go ahead, brothers.
Oh, so like it's some prophet, and that's what you say to the children. Why learn the hard way? You ain't supposed to learn the hard way.
Right.
At all. You ain't supposed to learn that lesson.
Right.
You know why? Learn that lesson. You don't have to learn it. And you tell them, you tell your children, you don't gotta learn that lesson.
Right.
Then then you have the society based on, it's my experience. I gotta experience hardship.
Right.
No, you don't.
Right.
You don't have to experience the hardship.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or experience what they're doing down there. You don't have to. You have everything over here.
Right.
So there's no reason to experience that. Experience that. But you're right. You don't have to put, a knife in a socket to understand that you're gonna get shot.
Right.
You don't have to smoke. You don't have to smoke weed to experience that.
Right.
There's no reason to do that.
And there's the knowledge of good and evil, and we never had to know evil. And General Muhammad says it all the time, man. That's the that's the worst way to learn, by experience. This is the worst way to work. Okay. So you want to learn by having sex with whores, okay? You're gonna learn when you catch that AIDS and that monkeypox. You want to experience it, right? You're gonna learn then.
Nestle Crunch.
Good. All right, let's keep on going. So that they had the dominion over them. So hold on, let's take it from the top. Verse 28. We're in Nehemiah chapter 9 and 28. But after they had rest, they did evil again before thee. Therefore leftest thou them in the hand of their enemies, so that they had the dominion over them. Yet when they returned and cried unto thee, thou heardest them from heaven, and many times didst thou deliver them according to thy mercies. Many times the Most High did that. Verse 29. And testifiest against them, that thou mightest bring them again unto thy law. Yet they dealt proudly, and hearken not unto thy commandments, but sin against thy judgments, which if a man do, he shall leave in them. And withdrew the shoulder and hardened their neck and would not hear. And this is what we are in today. All right. So all these Christians in the church that's praying for Jesus, you know how long they've been praying for Haiti? You know how long the Haitians people have been praying that sweet white Jesus for Haiti? And Haiti is just getting worse and worse. You know how long these Christians in the church, in Creflo Dollar and TGJ Church are praying, to get out of the oppression, praying it's just getting worse and worse. Why? Because the Most High is not hearing us, man. Because we're not serving, we're not serving him in truth. Right? We are hypocrites. Um, and this is why the Isupk is here, man. We are here to really teach our people the truth, because we can only get out of this hell that we are in, through the truth, man. And there's no other way. There's no other way we're gonna get out of this hell that we are in. Um, verse what? 30?
Come.
Verse 30 in the Hebrew. Nehemiah 9 and 30. Wata Mashak I Layaham Shanyam Rabaraf Wathai Bum Bara Kaka Bayad Nabaya Nabaya Aka Wala'a Ha Azar Yanawa Watha Tanam Bayad Aimaya Ha Aratazaf 31 Wabara Ka Mayak Hara Bayam La'a I Shayatham Kala'a Wala'a Aiza Batham Kaya Al Kana 1 Wara Kawam Atha'a 32 Wa'aitha Alahayanawa Ha'al Hagadawa Hagabarara Waha Narara Shawamor Habarayaf Waha Kasad Al Yamait Lapanyaka Af Kal Hatha Laha Ashar Mataza Kanawa Lamalak Yanawa La Shara Yanawa Walakahanya Walakahan Yanawa Wala Na Bayanawa Wala Abath Yanawa Walakal Imaka Mayamya Malakya Ashawar Aid Hayawam Hazaa 33 Wa'atha Tazadayakwa Al Kal Haba'a I Layanawa Kaya Amath I Shayaf Wa'a Nakanawa Hara Sha'ai Noah 34 Wa'af Malakya Noah Shara Yanwa Kahan Yanwa Wa'a Batha Yanawa La'a I Shawa Thawara Taraka Wala'a Hakwa Shayabwa Al Matazawaf Wala'ai Dawaf Ashar Ha'ai Yad Baham 35 Waham Bamalak Watham Wabatha Wabyak Wabba Wabatawabka, Harab, Ashar, Nathath, Laham, Waba'arataza, Hara, Kabaa, Waha, Shamana, Ashar, Nathath, Lapanyam, La'a, I, 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 Salakia. Oh, yeah. Salakia. I, Badwaka, Wala'a, Shabwa, Mamai, Lala Yaham, Hara Ayam, 36, Hanaha, Hana'a, Ana Kanwa, Hayawam, Ibadiam, Waha Arataza, Ashar, Natha Ta'a, La'a, Bath, Yanwa, La'akar, Af, Pariya'a, Wa'af, Tawab, Tawabha, Hana'a, Hana Kanwa, Ibadiam, Ilayaha, verse 30 in the Hebrew, Nehemiah chapter 9 and 30. Yet many years did thou forbear them, and testified against them by thy spirit in thy prophets. All right. So the Most High always have his prophets, even though we'll be destroyed as a people. The Most High will testify against us as a people by his spirit. And how do you know the Most High's spirit? Through his prophets. All right, you don't know the Most High Spirit by going in a church and start dancing. The Holy Spirit, the Most High Spirit, is not twerking. It's not what you see happening in the Christian church. The Most High Spirit is what you see in the corners when you hear the Isupk speak. That's the Most High Spirit. The Most High Spirit is how we conduct ourselves as a people inside the Isupk, not outside in this world. You want to see, you want to know about the Most High Spirit? Come to class, come to the Isupk, come to the cookout. Right now, we have our brothers and sisters now in Nashville. You want to see the Most High Spirit? Go to Nashville, Tennessee. Go to the cookout. The cookout is today, right?
I think it's on Sunday. Everybody's been doing it.
No, it's today. I think it's today because tomorrow, I believe they got the Jack Daniel event where they go into the what's that called? Distillery?
This distillery, yeah. Jack Daniel.
Yes. Go to Tennessee right now. Go to the cookout. All right, give me that address, brothers. I'll see if you can see the flyer. You want to know the Most High Spirit? Go to Tennessee right now and go to the Isupk annual cookout in Nashville, Tennessee, and you will see the Most High Spirit through his prophets. All right, verse 30. Yet many years didst thou forbear them and testified against them by thy spirit in thy prophets. Yet will they not give ear. Therefore givest thou them into the hand of the people of the lands. Right? But we did not hear. All right. The Most High don't come and speak to you in your dreams. The Most High don't speak through your pastor. The Most High speak through his prophets in the Isupk. All right. But guess what? We don't hear, man. You know, our people, we don't listen. We are a stiff-necked people, man. Verse 31, nevertheless, for thy great mercy's sake, thou didst not utterly consume them, nor forsake them, for thou art a gracious and merciful power. You know, the Most High is a merciful God, man. This is why we are not consumed as a people. As many evil that our oppressors, man, did against us with the abortions, with the drugs, with the, incarceration, with the bad food, all of these things, man, we are still not consumed, as a people. Why? Because the Most High is a merciful power. Verse 34, now therefore our power, the great, the mighty, and the terrible power, who keep his covenant and mercy, let not all the trouble seem little before thee. Thou have come upon us, on our kings, on our princes, and on our priests, and on our prophets, and on our fathers, and on all thy people, since the time of the kings of Assyria unto this day. Verse 33. Howbeit thou art just in all that is brought upon us, for thou hast done right, but we have done wickedly. Right? Verse 34. Neither have our kings, our princes, our priests, nor our fathers kept thy law, nor hearkened unto thy commandments and thy testimonies, wherewith thou didst testify against us. That's like against them. 35. For they have not served thee in their kingdom, and in thy great goodness that thou givest them, and in the large and fat land which thou givest before them, neither turn they from their wicked works. Verse 36. Behold, we are servants this day, and for the land that thou givest unto our fathers to eat the fruit thereof and the good thereof, behold, we are servants in it. This is heavy, man. You know, this is heavy. You know, how Nehemiah is speaking to the Most High. And you can see the humility in him speaking. You know, he's asking the Most High, you gotta get us out of this hell that we are in. But he's doing it in such a way, like blaming yourself. And this is what we have to do as a people. Because a lot of time when you hear these so-called atheists, which are really Christians, right? You got these black atheists, they nothing but Christians. When they speak about the Most High, it's like the Most High, you know, the Most High already knew that we were going to sin, right? Don't the Most High knows everything. This is the spirit that they come in at, as if the Most High is supposed to be like a puppet master that is stopping you from sinning. You know, the Most High is not a puppet master. You have to stop sinning. We have to stop sinning as a people. We have to take responsibility for our actions because we have laws, statutes, and commandments. And the entire duty of man, like it says in Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, is to serve the Most High, is to obey his laws. So we have to look at ourselves and see, you know what, we are in this condition that we are in because we sinned against the Most High. We did it. We sin against the Most High, and in order for us to get out of it, guess what we have to do? We have to turn back to the Most High. You know, and this is how the Nehemiah is coming, you know, to the Most High, saying, look, you did all of these things to us, and guess what? We didn't listen. You know, we did it. We messed up. This is why we are in the hand of our enemies today, because we messed up as a people. All right. And the land that you give us, right? The land that we are supposed to rule, guess what? We are servant in that land. And this is the same condition today. When you look at the native Indians, right, in this land called America, what are they? They are servant in this land. We are servant in this land. Where a stranger, an enemy come, now they controlling Haiti. Now they control Jamaica. Now they control America. Now they control Israel. We are servant in our own land, which is a terrible thing to be. We're picking it up at 37. Which set is this, bro, Atazar?
That was the last set, sir.
That was the last set? Did you got the address?
I'm still searching. My phone's running slow.
Okay, let me see if I can find it real quick. If anybody is watching.
I found the flyer.
Tennessee.
Salaki, sir, if I may. I found the flyer, but I didn't see it on that particular flyer.
Let me see. I think we got it right here. So the Isupk cookout. Nashville. Yeah, the address is not on my flyer. All right, so just go to isupk.com and contact the camp leader in Nashville, Tennessee. All right, if you're watching this, you want to make it, you in that area, Go to that cookout, man. Find out the information on isupk.com and make sure you make it to that cookout. All right. With that, and my jump up here. That was what, Nehemiah 9:36?
Next week we got
9:37.
37
Almost on Christ. Shapar, which means horn. Yayun, which means wine. La Yasharala, which means to Israel. Shapar. Man, woman of Israel, Imajim, which means to stand. Sword upon your hakwadam, which means turn and face the east. I'm going to recite the prayers in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shumka, Yahweh, Malakufka, Taba'a, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Ladundanawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalakanawa, Kawawakinawa, Kasalaknawa, Kawawakinawa, Wala'a, Tabayayanawa, Banasaya 1, Abal, Hawashayanawa, Bayan, Rai, Hayat, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Wa'atapara, La'awalamya, Aman. In the English, our Father, which are in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Okay, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Baba Kasha, the thunder now, Hakak, Larapa'ah, Karmakala, Wakamadawa, Hakak, Lata'ah, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, Lahakwayam, Hamakyam, Hakak, Al-Rakara, Hatama'ala, Nagarashan, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Shawad Aman. In English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power to cancel unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushua, thank you. So be it. Psalm 121 in the Hebrew, Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ha'ahaya, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Izoria, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Ra'arataza, Ayathan, Lamawat, Wagolka, Alyanawam, Shamarka, Hanala'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Sharamar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Rai, Yashamar, Afna Pashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaafka, Wabawaaka, Wa'aita, Wa'ait Iwalam. In the English, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth, even forevermore. Psalm 83 in the Hebrew, Alahayim, Al Damayalaka, Al Takarash, Wa Al Tashakwat, Al Kayahana, Awayabyaka, Yahama Yawan, Wa Mashana Yaka, Nasha Awa, Ra'ash, Al Aimaka, Ya'ira Yamwa, Sawad, Wayaka Ya'aita Zawa, Alta Zapawanyaka, Amawa, Lakawa, Wanakakida, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasharala, Aiwad, Kaya, Nawa'aita Zawa, La, Yakadwa, Alyaka, Bara'af, Yakarafwa, Ahoya, Adawam, Wayashamilayam, Mawa'aba, Wahagoyam, Gabal, Wa'aimawan, Wa'aimalak, Alashaf, Anya Shabia, Tazawar, Gamashawar, Nalawa, Aimam, Hayawa, Zawawai, Nabanya Lawat, Salah, Aisha Laham, Kamadia, Kasaya Sara'ah, Hayabian, Banakor, Wayashwan, Nashamanwa, Bayanda Ara, Hayawa, Daman, Naadama, Shayatamwa, Nadayamawa, Kaira, Wakazaaba, Wakazabak, Wakatazalmanai, Kana Sayakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayarashah, Lanawa, Af, Na'awa, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagogala, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Ka'ash, Kaba'ira Ya'aiwa, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Haryam, Kun, Taradatma, Basa Iraka, Wabasawa Pafka, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Palawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabaawa, Ayai, Wayakapawa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaira, Kaya, After, Shamka, Yahawa, the Badka, Ayawan, Alkar Haratazah. Give not thy silence, O my power. O not thy peace, and be not still, O my power. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. They have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, the Baal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Esau also is joined with them. They have opened the children of Lot, Salah, who unto them, as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, and the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Megiddo was like a reb, and like Zahab. Yea, all their princes, as Zabah and as Salmuna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of the power and possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth for wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, or the Most High, from all the earth. Blessing in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh Shah. Wa Mayaka Allah. Wa Alahayim. Matazab Ya'ah. Alawat Yahana. Ha Alawapium, Ha Saranyam, Ha Patazayanyam, Ha Kayayanyam, Waha Aquathium, Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, the Wada Aman. In the English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shah, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohanan, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you. So be it. Bless Israel in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, Barak Lanawa, Wayasharala, Wabayah, Sapoyam, Barak, Rapa'ah, Magun, Yasharala, Hashem Yahushua, the Wada Aman. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect Israel in the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. Isupk curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, listen to us now. Right now, send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, that prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Pasikamatazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, National Space Program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airways, the cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of many of our people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathen that come up against us as we speak that word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread to the media throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua, thank you always. So be it. So, which means to turn. Sister Yeshabi, you want to give one courtesy salute. And Majum Shabbat, and Majum Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah, Yachmata. So, for the sister Majum. One courtesy salute to the sister, and Majum Shabbat, and Majum Barak, Yahweh Shema Hashem Yahushua. Yachmata. Dismiss. Next week, next week, we're picking it up at Nehemiah chapter 9, verse 37. All right.